You're not going to feel weighed down and heavy and sluggish. You're going to be energized after you have this breakfast.
You are listening to the Dr. Crockett Show, episode number 70. I'm your host, Dr. Susan Crockett. Today's podcast is called Morning Routines, starring my good friend, Dr. Reed Miloy. Enjoy.
Welcome to Becoming Virtuosa, the podcast that encourages you to become your best virtuosa self. Each week, Dr. Susan Crockett goes where the scalpel can't reach, exploring conversations about how to be, heal, love, give, grow, pray, and attune. For the first time ever, she's bringing the personal one-on-one teaching that she shares with individual patients to you on this broader platform. A weekly source of inspiration and encouragement designed to empower you. By evolving ourselves as individuals, we influence and transform the world around us. Please help me welcome board-certified OB-GYN specializing in minimally invasive GYN surgery, internationally in the top 1% of all GYN robotic surgeons, a certified life coach, and U.S. News top doctor, your host, Susan A. Crockett, MD.
Welcome back to the Dr. Crockett Show. I'm your host, Dr. Susan Crockett. This is my co-host, Ollie. I'm not sure you've met him yet. This is Ollie of Ollie-Woodstudios fame. And Ollie is my special guest today. Actually, he's my co-host. And he's really excited because he's got treats. Yeah, he's going to help me talk today about morning routines. So we got a fun little show for you today. We all have different routines we do in the morning. And I just want you to think about yours and how they're serving you. So if you're a big fan of like Andrew Huberman and the guys' podcasts, I'm a huge fan, but there's some things that I think we women need to add into our morning routines that the guys don't always have to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about taking care of ourselves and having a little compassion on ourselves and what constitutes some healthy routines for us. And guys, if you think these are fun and you can find something in it for you too, that's awesome. I know I'm being stereotyping to say men's routines, but there are a couple things that I do recommend, which Andrew Huberman, Dr. Huberman recommends. For instance, I really like the getting 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight in your eyes within the first hour of waking or sooner if you can. The one thing you don't want to do, right, Ollie, is you don't want to just wake up and go right to the iPhone, do you? Nope. We don't want to go right to the blue screen and the emails and the iPhones and everything else. Those people don't know that you're awake yet, and they can wait until you get your day started and you wake up right and you get your right frame of mind. You don't need to like set off your sympathetic nervous system right when you wake up. It's hard enough to do that without the phone and stuff when we're moms because we've got kids and dogs and everything else going after us. So sunlight is a good thing. The other thing I really love is coffee. So my mug has coffee in it. I love coffee. Nice coffee in the morning. Put a little almond milk in it. It's delicious. Ollie's has cookies in it. I don't think you can see them. Can you see the cookies? See, he's not really drinking coffee, but he is doing a good little job of being a co-host, aren't you? So Ollie's part of my morning routine, right? He helps me get up every morning. He's such a good doggy. He wakes me up. He says, Mom, and he puts his little paw on me and he says, Mom, it's time to get up and go out. I'm pretty sure it's time for breakfast too. Yeah, so I get up and I let him out. That's my sunshine. Yeah. And then we have a little breakfast together, don't we? And I drink my coffee. Now, it is a good idea for you to wait an hour to two to drink your caffeine if you can. I usually don't have that amount of time, and I like my caffeine. But if you can delay the onset of caffeine in your system, you will delay the 3 o'clock funk that we get. At least that's what Dr. Huberman says, isn't it? Now, here's where I start to diverge from the men. And man, I'm not picking on you by any chance, by any shot, by any means. I'm not picking on you. It's just that... I wish I had it like a man sometimes. That didn't come out right. So I have this friend who is also a minimally invasive GYN surgeon. He's really phenomenal. And I'm not going to call him out by name because this is not meant to shame him. But he posted a video on TikTok a while back about his morning routine. And it went something like this. He got up, washed his face, brushed his teeth, jumped in the car, went to the gym, took a quick shower, went to the office, and got to work. And I was just like, I was laughing. I was like, oh my goodness, as a woman, you know how many things we have to do that he didn't have to do? Right? Like we got up and took care of the Ollie-Bolly. We took care of the doggy. And if you have kids, you're taking care of the kids and likely the husband. And then don't get me started on the shower and the hair and the makeup and all of that stuff that we have to do. So our morning routines are going to be a little bit different. If I had to back up my morning routine from my 7 a.m. surgery start with everything that I'm supposed to do, including an hour of exercise, I would be waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, which I'm not doing. I'm really good at sleeping. So my morning routine kind of looks like this. I usually get up between 5:30 or 6. Your results may vary. A lot of you like to exercise in the morning, and I can see the benefit of that because it's nice to just get it out of the way and take a shower. I'm not one of those that can exercise in the morning. I really savor my mornings for meditation and reading. It's when I sit and listen and I receive thoughts of spiritual guidance and process through what's going on in my day. I do a lot of journaling in the mornings, and I use it as a time to kind of pull in the thoughts I had from my subconscious dream state into the beginning of my day and how I'm going to approach my day. And I also use it as a time to set my mindset for the rest of the day. I'm grateful every day that we get up. I know the value of being alive, and even on the hard days, it's a wonderful thing. And if you can set your brain in motion in that direction, right, Ollie? Before we get going with all of the craziness and the runaround and all that, then we'll have a really great day. Yeah. Would you like another cookie? Yeah. How many cookies do you get a day, huh? Oh. All right. Should we tell the folks about what's coming up next in this segment? So one of our prior guests, Dr. Reed Miloy, who's one of my favorite guests and a nutrition physician, he and I taped a little show in the kitchen a little while back. We have a clip about what to eat for breakfast because y'all all ask, what are we going to eat for breakfast that's whole food, plant-based, and that gets me going and that fills me up and doesn't spike my glucose. So Ollie says, I'll have another cookie, please. Yes, good dog. Meanwhile, y'all sit back and relax and enjoy the next clip by Dr. Miloy. Enjoy and have a wonderful week, you guys. Start your day right. Hi, welcome to the Dr. Crockett Show. I'm your host, Dr. Susan Crockett. I'm a board-certified OBGYN in San Antonio, Texas, and I specialize in robotic surgery. This is my dear friend and coach, Dr. David Reed Miloy, who is
certified in internal medicine.
Yep, and also my weight loss coach.
Life and wellness coach.
So today we wanted to talk with you about starting your day right. And one of the things that we have found in talking to our patients about changing habits, specifically when we're trying to shift from the yucky American diet more towards a whole, clean, plant-based diet, is that if you could start the day right, like not eat the eggs maybe or bacon.
Yeah. Well, I grew up on that stuff like a lot of Americans do. So I know what you're saying. But there's a better way, simpler way, and we're going to get into that in this episode.
So today, Dr. Miloy is going to show you his favorite breakfast, and we're going to talk a little bit about the nutrients. I guarantee if you try this that you will feel full and satisfied and have bright wake-up energy, and you're going to love it. So, Dr. Miloy, why don't you tell us a little bit about this? We're going to hit some of the Fab Five in here.
Yeah, absolutely. As you remember, Fab Five, veggies, fruits, whole grains, seeds, and nuts. This breakfast has 4 of the Fab Five.
Oh, and if you don't know what that is, go back and watch our previous video. The one about eating the rainbow had that discussion
in it. Yes, and do not add broccoli to this. That's not going to work.
We're not going to be adding broccoli shots to the breakfast. No.
Well, you could.
But not today.
And say, I'm going to live longer. Yeah, you're going to feel like you live longer. Right?
But we're getting 4 out of the...
Yeah, we're getting 4 out of the Fab Five today.
Okay.
And this is a breakfast I kind of just developed. After eating it for years, I thought, wow, I don't get tired of this. And so I started sharing it with my patients because I was wanting to help their health. And they come back to me and say the same thing. I keep waiting to get burned out on this thing, but I don't.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
So if you think about the traditional American breakfast, bacon, eggs, toast, buttering, all that, by the time you cook that stuff up and you put it in your body, it's 25 or 30 minutes, right? Throw in the cleanup and everything else. So as a big, busy doctor, I wanted to simplify my life and I wanted to eat healthy. And so what I have been doing for many years is I will get a European muesli. Now, you can go to stores like here in Texas, H-E-B is a big deal, but any grocery store online, there are mueslis out there. And, basically there's 2 types. You get the kind with fruit, the kind with nuts. And if you have a blood sugar issue or you're trying to lose weight, I say go the nut route. You don't want to spike your sugar and insulin levels. And so I keep what goes into my breakfast on my kitchen counter in these containers. And that way I have quick, easy access to them and I can make my breakfast quickly.
So pretty too.
Yeah, I mean, the OXO containers work out pretty good. So we want to kind of give OXO a shout out. That works pretty good. But you just basically pour it in a bowl, right? There's the muesli. And in that muesli is going to be oats and seeds and nuts and so forth.
Almonds and all that good stuff.
And the thing I love to put on mine is a ton of cinnamon. I mean, I am super aggressive with cinnamon. Now, we like cinnamon because it's
anti-inflammatory and
kind of knocks the sugar spike down too. Yep. It's a good thing for regulating glucose. And then come in with the things I like to add to it. One of the things I really, really think is important, particularly if you have high blood pressure or you're trying to get your inflammation down, is ground flaxseed. Could be ground chia seeds. They're loaded with omega-3s. So and just sprinkle that on there and you'll figure it out. Trust me, typically a couple of tablespoons is no problem. If you get too much, it's a little bit of a spicy, kind of tangy taste to it. You'll know, but you'll kind of get that figured out real quick. Sprinkle that on there. And then wheat germ. Now,
I love wheat germ.
Yeah. Now wheat germ can be baked, cooked,
That's
or
your secret. Wait,
this is raw wheat germ, because when you bake it a little bit or cook it, a little bit of the magic gets denatured. It has a fairly neutral taste. Okay. And one of the compounds in the wheat germ is spermidine. Now, spermidine is magical in the sense that it promotes autophagy. It helps the body to clear out the old senescent cells, damaged cells.
Damage turned to cancer kind of cells. I love that word, autophagy.
Yeah, so it's helping the body. A lot of you intermittent fasters, you've heard about autophagy, you fast. Same thing, you promote that whole process, okay? So spermidine probably has, we need more studies, but likely decreases cancer, cardiovascular, and dementia risk. All these things that are knocking down inflammation and helping the body to get rid of the old and bring in the new is good for us. And then pumpkin seeds.
I love pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, I love pumpkin seeds too. Great source of protein, lignans. Lignans, once again, found in a lot of different plant-based products, decreases inflammation, turns off certain genes that promote cancer. It's just, it gives it, nutty flavor.
I like the crunch. Sometimes I put sunflower seeds on mine.
Yeah, sunflower seeds. So, if you look in here,
there's some in there.
There are sunflower seeds in your muesli. Look, if I can just cut out a step, I'm going to do it. So if I can find a product that already has it in there, that's what I'm going to do. But if you want to add more nuts or more seeds, absolutely.
Cool.
And then you come in with some blueberries and put the blueberries into your breakfast, and usually about a handful. And the reason I say keep it at that level, it's not too much, it's not too little. You're not going to get an insulin spike with that. And, we've talked about blueberries on previous episodes, but the anthocyanins in berries are just loaded with antioxidants. And we know that it decreases inflammation. We also know it protects the brain. Anything that's taking inflammation down,
it's a good thing.
Protecting the heart, protecting the brain, protecting the whole body, decreasing cardiovascular events, decreasing the risk of cancer and dementia. So all berries are good. We got the most data on blueberries, but blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, elderberries, dark colored fruits are the way to go. But there are fruits that have too much sugar. And for some people,
like bananas.
Some people can eat a whole banana and they're fine. But there's some people who are trying to lose weight and they're concerned about their blood sugars because of diabetes. So maybe it's a half a banana. But the way to think about fruit, and this is a little segue, a little side note here, is I like thought experiments. If it was good enough for Einstein to discover relativity, it's good enough for us in medicine. And you think about it, if you slice an apple, peel a banana, leave it on your kitchen counter, we come back in an hour, what color are they?
They turn brown.
They're brown.
Yeah.
And they're brown because?
They're fermenting already.
They're rusting, essentially. They're oxidizing, and there's no color to those fruits, right? And I'm not saying that they're unhealthy, because there's a lot of good things in bananas and apples, and that's always a better choice than to eat a processed carb. But if you put blueberries, strawberries, cherries, put those out here and come back 24 hours later, what do you got?
Same thing. They look beautiful.
They're the same.
They're the same.
You could say the same for broccoli and bell peppers and everything else. That color is preventing the oxidation.
I did not know that.
That's and that's a good way to kind of think about it. That's why we want you guys eating the rainbow.
There you go. And then you top it off with some.
Yeah, I like to do almond milk or an oat milk with no sugar, okay? And just put that on there. And I will be honest with you guys. It's not like you're going to eat this and you're going to go, that's the most amazing tasting breakfast I've ever had in my life.
I really love it.
Some people might. I will say you will eat it and you'll go, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Is that what we're going for now? It's not bad.
I will tell you, that's not bad is really a victory, because that not bad, it means it's good enough for me to keep eating it. And you're not going to feel weighed down and heavy and sluggish. You're going to be energized after you have this breakfast. And just to let you guys know, I have timed it. You can, if you got it dialed in, you got these containers, you can do it in 65 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
All right. And then you've just got a bowl to clean. Boom, you're out the door.
You're
done. You don't have all that mess. You don't have all that stuff that's promoting cancer, cardiovascular disease, and not good for your brain.
Yep. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Miloy, for sharing your fancy breakfast with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. You want to remind our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find my website at optimumhealth.doc.com, and you can reach me on my email at drmiloy.gmail.com.
And as always, you can find me at drcrockett.com. That's drcrockett.com. And this and other recipes will be posted on our brand new recipe blog. Isn't that fun? So like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us today. Send us your suggestions about what you'd like to see us talk about next on the show. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And have a great day. See you next week. All right. I hope you enjoyed that little segment on morning routines and what to eat for breakfast. And if you like that, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Share with your friends. And thanks for joining us and enjoying the show. I'll see you next week on Tuesday. Thanks for listening to this episode of Becoming Virtuosa. To learn more, come visit us at drcrockett.com. That's drcrockett with 2 T's.com. Or find us on YouTube for The Dr. Crockett Show. If you found this episode helpful or think it might help someone else, please like, subscribe, and share. This is how we grow together. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Love always, Sue.